Hey everybody, welcome to the Weseloh and Stevo Show. You can check us out on Instagram and YouTube at the Weseloh and Stevo Show. You can also email us at theweslohstevoshow@gmail.com. Thank you for listening and enjoy the podcast. Still,
What do you mean?
still the Dodgers still haven't fixed.
Oh yeah.
Like, when are they going to make it? I'm a part of the team, guys. Los Angeles Dodgers
Boo.
just traded for Mookie Betts. Can't believe I'm writing this today. My favorite athlete of all time has passed. He was an icon, a superstar, and a legend. One of those one-name guys. All right, episode 6. Welcome back to the Weseloh and Stevo Show. Got to hit us up on email and Instagram. That's coming up soon, and we will get it going here. This is a big, jam-packed episode. Main topic today is going to be about the late Kobe Bryant. Tough subject for everybody, but he was my favorite player, and he was a legend. So, and even Stevo, not his favorite player, but he is definitely a legend still.
I respect the man. Completely respect the man.
Exactly. So we'll get into that and enjoy the show. Episode 6. Let's get it. Back here for episode 6. We have to discuss the unfortunate events that happened recently with Kobe Bryant. As sad as it was, Steve and I want to do an episode dedicated to him. If we have time for some other stuff, we'll put it in there. But mainly, we're going to talk about Kobe today and just kind of what it means to us, what it means to the sport of basketball, and just thoughts in general. So, what do you think about that?
We got to do it, man. We got to pay respect to the man. I know we've been doing it for, however long since he's passed, but, he was an icon, a legend, especially in our generation. So it's something that we definitely went through and, witnessed greatness, basically. And, his passing was just another reminder to everybody that, nobody's invincible. Even though he's a hero, doesn't mean he can't die.
Yeah.
Things happen, and, you always want to live, you want to live every second of every day, no matter what. This is just a big reminder for that, because you never know. You never know when it's going to be your time.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm, you know me, I'm not a Laker fan.
Right.
Actually, growing up younger, I wasn't, just basketball wasn't really what I didn't really gravitate towards. I was more of a baseball guy, but, being around sports and my friends and stuff, basketball's always been there. And you're the diehard Kobe fan.
Yeah,
you're a diehard Kobe fan. You always have been. And I used to rag on you all the time about the Lakers and Kobe and, but I've always respected him. How can you not? You know what I mean? You watching him play and what the things that he does, and he's always up in that conversation of best basketball player ever. But I can't understand why this shook me so much as someone who didn't care for the Lakers or didn't care for Kobe as a player during his days. You know what I mean? And when I first heard the news, I'll never forget. My brother told me I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. It was weird. It was a weird feeling.
Yeah.
And people die every day. People die every day. Younger than 41. You know what I mean? And I have no idea why this in particular, because celebrities, all those people you look up to and those role models, I mean, I've had plenty of them pass away in my life and have never, ever reacted this way to any of them. So I don't know why, Kobe's just hitting me this hard. It's probably because, he was such a, an icon during our days. And he was also a good person in the community afterwards and a good family man. And I know he had some trouble back in the day with, all that other stuff going on. And but we're not going to get into that. And it just seems like he was just, why him? You know what I mean? Like, why someone who's doing that much good and has done that much good for basketball and for the country and for the world. He's inspired kids all over the world. He's responsible for so much when it comes to that. So it's just one of those kind of things where, we lost a good one. We don't have many of those good people left. You know what I mean? So it was a tough one for me to shake. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll read to you what I put on my social media the other day because, first, when I got the news, I didn't believe it either, right? It was just kind of like, and the reporting was bad with TMZ and everything. Like, you didn't know if all the daughters were on there, if the wife was on there, Rick Fox was rumored to be on there.
Yeah, I read that Rick Fox was on there.
That was all crazy.
And I got really sad.
That's a whole nother deal with, having to report it first versus getting it right and letting the family have a chance to digest things. But anyways, I'll read you what I wrote the other day. I wrote, I can't believe I'm writing this today. My favorite athlete of all time has passed. He was an icon, a superstar, and a legend. One of those one-name guys, basketball royalty. No one ever questioned his work ethic, toughness, preparation, and desire to be the best. He epitomized how a pro should carry himself and give everything they have to the game. I was lucky enough to watch his entire career in person a few times, but the entire 20 years at the Lakers was amazing. And I said, it's a tough day. We'll never forget the Mamba. So for me, growing up a Laker fan and Kobe, he was the guy. He was pretty much, him and Shaq obviously had their great run with the 3 titles, and they had their turmoil after that too. But the Lakers chose to stay with Kobe. He was younger, and he was the future of the franchise. And he won 2 more titles after that. And so there was that lull in the mid-2000s when they weren't that great, and then Pau Gasol comes, and we got 2 more titles. So what I would say is, very sad. It hit me pretty hard, too. Just, growing up, both of us, Ken Griffey Jr. was the dude for baseball, right? Yeah. They're both, coincidentally, number 24 at points in their career. But having Griffey and Kobe, those were the 2 guys. They were elite class. And just kind of the little stuff about Kobe I appreciate. The details of the game, his footwork, the way he sees the game. He's a student of it.
How hard he works.
Yeah,
how
exactly.
He works, man.
You hear the stories about him, the 4 a.m. people. He's getting up shots. Stories of him shooting way before anyone got there and then shoot around. He would practice after, and then he'd go work out, and then he'd come back earlier for the game. And, just die-hard work ethic. And what he gave to basketball was... I don't think everyone realized what he gave until everyone started, losing their mind about it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the younger guys that are younger than us in the league are still looking up to Kobe as the main guy.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think, he works with these dudes in the offseason. And sometimes when guys retire, like when Kobe retired, a lot of guys, you can disappear. You can kind of fade and not really be seen. He was so visible after his retirement with his daughters, the Mamba Academy, and helping former players and doing the detail thing on, ESPN, all that stuff. For being that visible, it doesn't feel like he's gone. He's did a lot after his career. And I think he became a better person after his career too.
Yeah, I agree.
He definitely had, a stigma of being difficult.
Yeah.
But when you're 17 years old,
when you're a god, god, you're hard to work with.
Yeah,
for sure.
So as a non-Laker person, how do you think it? How did it land with you? I guess the whole thing.
Well, like I said, it shook me pretty good. It's still actually, it's been people have been posting about it, since, right? Which I totally understand. Everyone grieves differently, right?
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm more of a get over it quickly kind of thing, because you can't bring them back, right? You can't. I want to wake up every morning and it to be a dream, a nightmare, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
That where it didn't happen, like I was just dreaming it, and it's never the case. So, and let's not forget there's 7 other people that lost their lives on the helicopter as well, and it's just especially the kids and all that. It's just it's one of those things where you just, I don't know, you wish it could have been you, even though it's so weird to say. It's Kobe Bryant. Like what does Kobe have to do with me? Nothing. We don't have any connection. We don't have any, to share any, nothing. So like, why would I be someone that would be like, oh, I'd rather it be me than, him, or his daughter, for instance, or the other little girls and everything like that. But it's just one of the, and I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. Everyone feels this way.
Yeah.
Everyone's feeling the same way right now. And, like I said before, celebrities and people die every day. So why is this one it's bringing everyone together. It's bringing everybody together, which is big right now. We need that. So,
how about the scene at LA Live?
yeah,
The outpouring of support, people bringing all kinds of memorabilia and flowers and all that kind of stuff, and just hanging out in LA Live near Staples Center.
yeah. And it's the other thing too is seeing that like on social media and everything else is like, I've definitely shed a few tears. I've shed a few tears since this has happened.
Same
You
here.
know what I mean? And having no connection to this person makes that even more wild. But, in the world today and the way it is today, seeing, people come together and seeing what someone could do for a large group of people in a good way is rare. So maybe like you said earlier, we didn't notice that until he passed, you know what I mean? Which is a shame. But
Yeah.
it's just a reminder, which I said at the beginning. It's a reminder to just, look to the person next to you, hug them, make sure you're telling everyone you love them all the time and
Reach out to your friends. and
reach out as
family.
much as you can. Like, don't put it off. It could be you should just never know.
No, you don't.
You just don't know. And for those girls, it's the little girls is another thing that gets me pretty good too, because, they're so young. And
His daughter seemed to have a bright future in basketball, just from the little highlights that I saw.
Yeah.
She was pretty good.
yeah, no, I mean, she's Kobe Bryant's daughter.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. But you could tell she wanted it like him. That was the one daughter that he connected with the most,
Yeah.
it seemed like.
Yeah, and then seeing all those pictures with them together,
I
and
know.
it's just so heartbreaking, and you feel for the family, regardless of what they've gone through, and
for sure.
how you feel about Vanessa or whatever. It's I feel for them, and
She's got to raise 3 kids on her own now.
she does have to raise 3 kids on her own. We can't even put ourselves in someone's
Yeah.
shoes in that scenario. It's just not even, you can't compare it. We just don't know how someone like that feels. But if we're feeling this way,
Right.
I can
Can you
only imagine
Right.
what someone like that is feeling.
Yeah.
So
I think if I can go a different direction is the weird part about LeBron passing him and scoring the night before.
yeah.
And it was almost like a passing of the torch to LeBron. The last thing Kobe tweeted was about
saw that.
about LeBron taking the game forward.
Yeah, I saw that.
Very eerie, very like it's like Kobe had to see that, and then the game wasn't okay now.
Yeah, and
it was just crazy.
Another
right?
thing too, and I know you're gonna hate me for even mentioning
Well.
this right now, but
Keep it tasteful.
keep it. This is just I guess an added observation that I've noticed is another eerie thing is everyone is I'm praying for you, I'm praying for your family, and we're all praying and we're praying and we're praying and all this other stuff, and I'm not going into religion at all by any means, but he went to mass right before he got on this helicopter.
Yeah.
So to me, it's another wrench in the gears with that whole praying thing, where it's just like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, the guy
Right.
went to mass, and then you know what I'm saying. It's just one of those
I
things,
know.
and no one's and
I've heard people say it makes you question things sometimes, question the religious side of everything.
Yeah, just
like why him, or if there is a God at play here, whatever the case may be.
they'll always say God has a plan, and
Yeah.
maybe it was his time, and he's gonna do his work up in heaven or whatever shit people
Yeah.
say, and I don't know. I guess it's just an eerie thing that he actually went to mass before. He's a very religious guy, and I'm not. If you couldn't tell already, I'm not. So, but at the same time, I respect if someone is. That's okay. But a lot of the thoughts and prayer stuff, I don't understand any of that. I really just don't get it.
I think it's
guess.
just a nice way of saying we're thinking about you and your family.
Thoughts. I
Our
understand.
condolences.
Sorry, yeah. Correct me. Thoughts. I understand.
Right.
The prayers thing. It's just like keeping them in your prayers, and it's those.
Hey, some people are,
Whatever-
that's fine.
whatever you
that
gotta
part
do,
is
I
fine.
guess,
It's
but-
just, I think it's when you're coping with death. It's
everyone's doing.
what do you
different.
say?
Yeah.
What do you say to somebody?
Yeah, it's everyone's different.
Right.
Everyone's different. So you're right. It's a good point. And
Yeah.
I only say it because it's eerie. That's
Sure.
the only reason I brought it
yeah.
up. You know
And there's
what I
a couple other weird things, like the pilot. I've heard he wasn't supposed to be flying that day in the foggy conditions.
I read that the company that he chartered it from, because it wasn't his
Yeah.
chopper, it was a chartered chopper
Right.
that he uses all the time
Right.
from this company. They weren't. I could be using the wrong terminology here, but they weren't licensed to fly in that
Right.
weather or to use that what basically he was using, which was guidance from the air traffic controllers because he couldn't see. So.
And I've heard that a lot of helicopter pilots don't necessarily use a lot of navigation. I'm sure they use some, but a lot of them, like if you think about the freeway and traffic choppers, they're just looking at the freeways down below.
Yeah.
They're not above the clouds.
Yeah.
You can see generally where you're at.
What it is you got to be certified in instrumentation, basically.
Right.
So, and he was, but the company wasn't.
Right.
So I think that's what it was.
And the LAPD choppers were grounded.
It clearly sounds, this is all speculation. Everything we talk about right now is speculation, right? But if I had to speculate, it was weather related. It could have been avoided.
Yeah.
It was a Sunday. I know driving is not fun in California and Los Angeles.
Definitely not.
Especially to Thousand Oaks from Newport Beach. That's not a fun drive for anyone who's done it. But it just sounds like an accident that could have been avoided, which makes it even more heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of people have said some very negative things about that in that regard. Well, there's no point in saying stuff like that now.
What can you do?
The decision was made. It's over. And, we can all just hope that we did it differently, but he didn't.
Well, how about if you're the pilot and you got Kobe Bryant saying, hey, let's go?
That's another thing we'll never know. We'll never, and that's information we will never, ever know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Brett, like I just said a second ago, irrelevant.
Right.
It's irrelevant.
I know.
It's irrelevant. You know what I mean? So, all we can do now is speculate from our couches, and which is terrible.
Yeah.
So if we get back to my original point, which was, we need to move on.
Yeah.
We need to move on. We've honored him. We've honored him a lot, and we should honor him forever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm interested in a Kobe Bryant style day. That'd be cool. I mean,
I think 8/24, because August 24th, that's like Kobe Bryant Day already.
I mean, I'm into it. You know what I mean? We got a lot of stupid fucking days for other stupid shit going on in this country. So, to me, Kobe Bryant Day makes total sense. And not in a stupid way, so don't misinterpret that. But, he deserves it way more than some of the other shit that we celebrate during the calendar year.
Yeah, I think, and the All-Star Game is going to have a tribute to him with the different jerseys they're going to wear, one for the daughter, one for him. LeBron had a nice tribute.
Yeah, that was good.
The first
actually.
game after they had to postpone the first game after.
I couldn't watch it though.
Yeah, it was.
I watched like 5 minutes of it, and I was just like, I can't watch this. It was too sad, man.
Right, not because you don't. Yeah, it's because it's hard to handle that.
It's very sad.
He, like I said, he was so visible after retirement.
Yeah.
If it's a guy that it's like, what happened to that guy? No, this was someone that he was just at Laker games recently.
Yeah.
His daughter loved Luka Doncic. They went to go see him like a couple weeks before that. He was still involved.
Yeah,
and that's the sad part is he had a lot to give. On the second act, as they say,
yes.
Like this was when he was giving back to the game finally.
Yeah, and he was coaching. He was really dedicated to coaching his daughter and other kids too. And let's not forget that he was dedicated to coaching women,
right?
Which is big right now,
right?
You know what I mean? Trying to get women involved and trying to get them, included and all that. So, for what he was doing when he passed is just. All the right things.
Yeah.
He was doing all the right things. So that's back to the question is just why? Why him? You know what I mean? And it's just, it's unexplainable. Obviously, we all know that. But nothing we can do now.
Yeah. So
like I said, keep honoring him how we can. But, every day I go on Instagram, man, it's just another post after another post. And you know what? I sound like an old douche right now. But I don't mean this way. Because I grieve differently.
Yeah.
I grieve. Let's do it. Let's remember, let's move on because it's over. So
it's just not that easy for some people.
I know that.
It's easy for you to be like, "Hey, forget it. We're done."
I know. You're right. All right. So you're right. So this is, like I said, completely opinionated. But I just feel like everyone would do better if they could just move on.
Sure. If you keep bringing it up, it's going to hurt more. I totally understand that. I think there's just so much there with him specifically. That there's just a lot of meat on the bone left to show people. You get these crazy videos from his high school days now. People want to share things now. I think that's another thing. This has happened. People want to push the Kobe stuff out because it's like, this was cool back in the day. It's another little thing before we finally let go.
Yeah.
This is something to remember.
It's like part of a memorial, you know what I mean? And it's just, I get that. And, I'm all for it. So, and I can avoid things like that. So it's not necessarily their fault for posting anything.
Right, exactly.
And it doesn't irritate me. It doesn't.
It's all positive.
It just makes me sad. That's all. It makes me sad.
Good normal stuff. It's good stuff to see.
Yeah. I just want to make that clear. It doesn't irritate me.
Right,
it just
right.
makes
You
me
just-
sad.
it's just tough to watch.
So I'm like one day I go without seeing any Kobe stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to finally
Yeah.
get, move on past this, and then boom, I see 3 like really heart stopping videos.
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn it, you know what I mean? Like, I still can't believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just wish everyone would kind of find a way, and I'm sure everyone will. Everyone's different, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I guess I'm talking about people that didn't actually know him.
Right.
I'm not talking about people that were close to him. That might take. They may never get over that. You know. What I
Right,
mean? So
exactly.
I'm not talking about those people.
But I think the whole point is it's amazing how it hit us and others when we didn't even know the guy.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get that. I cannot explain that. And like I've said that from the beginning of the show, is people die every day.
Yeah.
All the time. That I know. So, or that I've talked to before,
Right.
or had some kind of connection
Right.
to, and I never really felt like this as far as that goes. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of an unexplained feeling, and I'm sure there's tons of people that feel this way.
Yeah.
The phenomenon of it, I guess, but I don't know. He's bringing people together. The whole there's a good
That is a good thing.
there's a good thing out of the whole thing, out of the whole debacle, and that is he is bringing people together. And we need that.
We do.
We do need that. So
Yeah.
we love you, Kobe.
Yes, we do.
Rest in peace, brother.
miss the Mamba. All right, let's get into a little baseball, even though it is before the season starts. There's a huge trade that just went down.
Yeah, season's coming around the corner though, so I'm
It
getting
is.
excited.
The Red Sox, a couple things happen here. First of all, the Red Sox still don't have a manager. And second of all, your Los Angeles Dodgers
Boo.
just traded for Mookie Betts.
You got David Price too.
And we got David Price, a nice lefty who I think still has some stuff left in the tank.
It's like $60 million for 2 players.
But damn, what a move. Great move. Andrew Friedman, the president of baseball operation for the Dodgers. What a move. They've taken chances before with Darvish. Didn't work out. Obviously, we know why the Astros were cheating. And then we tried with Manny Machado, and now he's on your team.
Yeah.
Your San Diego Padres. And now we got one of the, arguably, if you look at stats, top 5, maybe top 3 players in the league.
I read that he's already got a Hall of Fame WAR.
He does.
Yeah, it's already Hall of Fame.
I'll give you a stat. Since 2016, only Mike Trout has a higher WAR. And for those of you, and I hate these numbers too, but
I do too.
WAR is wins above replacement, meaning how much better is a player better than the average player at their position. So if you have a high WAR, it means you're worth that many more wins than an average player at your position in the league. Mm-hmm. Mookie Betts has the second highest WAR in baseball since 2016,
Except for Mike Trout.
except for Mike Trout. So Steve, what do you think about this trade?
Well, since the Padres were in hot pursuit of him and didn't get him, it's bullshit. I wish we had him, but
What are the Red Sox doing here?
well, the Red Sox are dumping salary.
Right.
That's 100% what they're doing. Mookie arbitration was $27 million. That's a lot. That's the most ever.
And David Price had $96 million left on his contract.
So, and he's got how many years? 3?
I think 3 more years.
Okay. So Mookie Betts is owed $27 million this year for 1 year, and David Price is owed something around the same number. So right away, Red Sox dumping salary for sure. David Price is kind of going downhill. I think this change of scenery could be good for him. Pitching in Fenway is not easy with the pressure and with the dimensions of the ballpark.
He did beat the Dodgers in the World Series 2 years ago.
He's a Cy
and
Young
looked
winner.
Great.
Yeah, he's a Cy Young winner. So I mean,
He's still
he's good. He's
and
good.
he's left-handed.
He's good. So, I think that's big. Mookie's big. Now, you guys gave up Alex Verdugo.
I'm okay with it.
When I was talking to our buddy who's another Dodger fan too, and we were kind of talking about this before it happened, and we were talking about, Gavin Lux and Dustin May.
Those are the 2 top prospects for the Dodgers.
And I asked him, I said, well, what happens if, one of those guys get moved? And he said, God, I hope not. But he's like, I especially hope they don't move Verdugo. And I told him, I said, I think Verdugo's the perfect guy to move for
agree.
Mookie. You know what I mean? And I know Mookie's a rental because remember, it's a 1-year deal, guys. So He's only got 1 year left on his deal, so he basically has free agency after this year. So he could go to a different team, and they could have traded away Verdugo for a 1 year rental for him.
But the hope is to re-sign him long term.
Yeah, the good thing for you guys is you're a good team. You're located in a great spot. Okay, so those are big. You have a good reputation. Supposedly you have a good manager. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's a piece of shit, but you know, whatever.
We'll see.
But so all the things line up for him to re-sign, right? And if they can offer him what he wants, because he's going to want $30+ million a year,
which is part of the reasons why the Red Sox wanted to not pay him.
Yeah, they can't. No. I mean, I'm with him though. Here's the thing: Mookie is up there. He's I would say number 2, right behind Mike Trout. But we had this conversation before. A position player is not going to win you titles. You know what I mean?
In baseball, one player cannot make that impact.
Now, the Dodgers have lots of pieces. I'm thinking about this right now. Thinking about this lineup right now. Cody, Turner, Muncy.
Seager.
Have fun pitching around that shit. Okay, so they need pitching help too. The other thing is they got rid of Maeda. Maeda went to
that one sucks because he's a good. You can start him. You can put him in the bullpen. He's just a solid pitcher.
By the way, this was a 3-team deal with the Twins, the Dodgers, and the Red Sox here. So remember, and then on top of that, they traded Jock Peterson,
which I'm totally okay with.
To the Halos.
He's not a leadoff hitter. He strikes out a lot.
You know what he batted against lefties last year?
Let's hear it.
167.
And that is why we will swap out a lefty who can't hit lefties for a Mookie Betts right-handed bat who's unbelievable.
Yeah. And he's a 5-tool player too at the same time. And not to take anything away from Jock, because Jock's got pretty awesome power and all that good stuff. So he's good against right-handed. He can't field with shit.
Right.
So he can't field, can't hit lefties. So he's playing half a season. So I think that was a good move to get rid of Jock Peterson. But I think it's an awesome move for you guys because you have so much talent already. So it really rounds everything out really nicely. It is an all or nothing strategy though.
Yeah.
It's an all or nothing strategy. We got to win it. We're in it to win it. So if they don't win, I was giving some hypotheticals to our buddy, and one was, what if they don't even make the playoffs? What if they are eliminated in the first round? Mookie's gone. If they don't make the playoffs by some chance, which they will, but by some chance they don't, or if they get eliminated in the first round nice and early, which would just be fantastic.
That'd be horrible.
I would bet the house right now that Mookie doesn't stay.
I think you would stay.
Why?
Because if you win a World Series, it's much easier to walk away and get paid. If you don't, what's a better situation than playing center field or right field for the Dodgers right now?
Playing right field for the Padres?
That's not a better situation. Not a hitter's ballpark.
Are you sure?
It's the bottom dweller of the NL West.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You guys will be better, but you're not. Mookie is not going to.
I'm ready to bet you right now that we finish with a better record.
Whoa!
I'm going to bet you right now.
We have the AL MVP from 2018 and the NL MVP from last year, 2019. Yeah, don't sleep on it. Good luck.
Either way,
we're going to be tough.
Either way, I'm bitter that you guys got them both, Betts and Price. But it's a lot of salary. Of course, in baseball, as long as you can afford it, doesn't really matter what your salary is.
Yeah.
The other thing that sucks is, obviously I'm a huge Padres fan. We can tell now that we're in the same division. So
right
now we got to play against Price and we got to play against Betts. We got to pitch against Betts. You know what I mean? It's
you better hope he doesn't sign long term with us.
That's a real bummer. So when I read that, I was pretty pissed off. But I don't know. I would love. It's baseball. It's baseball, dude.
Yeah,
guys could get hurt. Mookie could get hurt. You know what I mean?
You never know.
Could get hurt. The team could fall apart. So you never know. I'm excited for this year. There's a lot of moves that have been made. Padres have upgraded a bunch of positions and things like that. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see, as much as I hate the Dodgers and I don't like watching them win, I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
Plus he's here on the West Coast now, so I can see him more.
Watch him play.
Yeah, I can see him a lot more.
Let me go back to the Red Sox for a second. I think that they probably knew they're not as good as the Yankees now, and they'd rather not overpay and rebuild a little bit.
Yeah. Plus, they got the whole scandal going on over there. They need to chill out for a little bit.
They already paid Chris Sale a ton of money, and there's no way you could have Sale and David Price on the same roster and Mookie Betts all making 200+ mil. It's just not possible.
Unless you're Steinbrenner.
Right.
Yeah, unless you're Steinbrenner.
But now the Yankees got Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
They're not going to compete with them.
No, I think you nailed it on the head in the sense that, they're in a rebuilding mode right now, and they're happy. They're probably happy with the titles, that they've got.
Yeah.
And they're obviously there was some cheating going on, but we're not going to go into that. But
well, yeah. Do you think who would have thought someone would take David Price's contract? I'm surprised that the Dodgers even did it.
But I think that was part of the deal.
Yeah,
I don't think they were getting rid of Mookie unless David Price was going with him.
And I think the Red Sox gave the Dodgers some cash too, to help pay for the salary. But they shed two huge potential, or Mookie's potential contract and Price's huge contract.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably, the fans are pissed, but they already won the World Series 2 years ago.
And I'm actually interested to see how this whole sign stealing thing plays out in as far as free agents go and recruiting and all that kind of stuff. Our guy's going to be a little more reluctant to go play in Boston. And Boston used to be a hot ticket. Like, let's go play in Boston.
I think it's still great. Obviously, they got great fans.
Yeah, great fans, great division. That's the
They're on
entertainment.
TV a lot.
That's entertainment in baseball right there, right?
And Cora's gone, so there's no shouldn't be any remnants left.
But still, it's always hanging over the head. Same with the Astros and all that stuff. So, which is another good team that people might be reluctant to join for that specific reason. It's tainted. It's tainted.
It totally is.
You never know. I'm kind of curious to see the next couple of years how that works. As a fan for the Red Sox, I feel for you guys for sure. It definitely sounds like they're rebuilding and kind of starting over.
Yeah.
The other thing that's kind of whack about that is, Chris Sale is not young.
No.
So by the time they rebuild,
he's going to be done.
He's going to be done.
Yeah.
So while he's an amazing pitcher and he's a good guy to have on the staff and all that, I don't think he's even going to. He's going to be pitching for a rebuilding team.
Yeah.
God, I can't believe Betts a Dodger now. I just can't believe it.
Let that sink in.
I can't fucking believe it.
I'm happy. Oh, yeah. That's what I want to get to, was about the Dodgers. I'm just happy they went for it. And you may think they've gone for it before, but really now they're totally going for it. And this is great. And I think as long as there's no sign stealing, no excuses for Dave Roberts this year. You've got arguably the best lineup in all of baseball outside of maybe the Yankees with everyone healthy. Who else has a better lineup than the Dodgers right now? Turner and all those guys.
Even Gavin
Lux, who's going to be
a star. He's going to be a star.
And Will Smith, the catcher.
You have potentially your first 6 hitters are potential all-stars.
Yeah.
So.
And Walker Buehler coming back, who's a Cy Young candidate. If David Price and Kershaw can be anything of what they used to be, the Dodgers have a chance to win the World Series.
God, just thinking about this is terrible.
It would be cool, wouldn't it, to see a Dodgers? Okay, if the Padres were not involved, and you wanted to see good baseball, the Dodgers-Yankees World Series.
No, I don't want to see the Dodgers in the World Series ever.
I do.
Never. I hate it when it happens. It's the worst.
And guess what? They still haven't fixed the bullpen. Still.
What do you mean?
The Dodgers still haven't fixed the bullpen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when are they going to make it? I'm a part of the team, guys. I used to play minor league baseball, right? I used to be somebody.
But you weren't a Dodger.
I was never a Dodger, and that still pisses me off.
You were a Diamondback.
I was a Diamondback, Pirate, and Mariner. But I wish I was a Dodger. The bullpen has to get addressed. Maybe at the trade deadline, somehow, and we got to get Joe Kelly back going. Kenley Jansen's clearly...
He's trash.
Not the same guy.
He's trash.
Clearly. That cutter ain't cutting.
He's trash.
Yeah. That is going to have to get addressed before the World Series.
Maybe they're thinking they're just going to score enough runs that it won't matter.
Yeah, like a softball game.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, their lineup, that's the way it looks.
I don't know. I saw the Yankees in person. Their bullpen is lights out.
Oh, yeah.
They're unbelievable.
And they pay their bullpen really, really well.
And they got Chapman, and we don't.
Yeah, they got Chapman, and nobody don't.
No. Does that mean everyone does? You better don't.
You better don't.
It should be exciting.
Go Pods, baby.
Dodger Blue.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Time to grind our gears.
You know what really grinds my gears? You.
Today's topic, Tim Tebow.
First and foremost, I'd have to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a random one for you. You like that one?
I do like this one.
Brett, why don't you lead us off here? No pun intended. Why don't you lead us off here? So, Tim Tebow in the minors. What do you got for me?
My first question is, why is he there?
Butts in the seats. Duh. Why does it piss you off so much?
That's
Why
a
does it piss you off so much?
Thank you for asking. I thought you wouldn't ask. This bothers me because my main reason is, first of all, the guy didn't even play baseball in college, okay? And somehow didn't play any minor league baseball. He came in at 30 years old, didn't get drafted, didn't have to go through the lower levels of the minor leagues, and just gets sent to Double-A right away, which for those of you that don't know is only 2 levels below Major League Baseball. Basically, you're like 75% of the way to your big league career.
What is the average player? How long does it take them to usually get Double-A? Obviously, there's some exceptions.
Normally, you start in either rookie ball or short season.
Right.
And then so it's, low A, high A, Double-A, 3 to 4 years maybe to get Double-A.
At least.
Yeah, most guys, if you're hitting every level, 3 years, 4 years.
And he just went straight up.
He went straight from being shitty at football to right into... I mean, he won a playoff game. I understand. I don't want to be too harsh. But, I mean, when you're completing, less than 50% of your passes as a quarterback, how do you go from that to just being given a shot to play in Double-A?
Because your name's Tim Tebow.
That is correct.
That's it. That's all it is. That's all it takes, man.
My biggest issue is that you're taking a spot away from a guy that deserves to be at that level of minor league baseball.
Right. I agree with you.
It's hard to get to Double-A.
I bet.
So for him to just automatically get sent there just for promotional purposes, and last year he hit like 167.
I was just about to ask you. I wanted some stats. I wanted 167.
Yes, he's been hurt a couple times.
167.
But guess what? He keeps getting to go to big league spring training for some reason. Not minor league camp. He's going to big league camp.
Brett, you know what it is, especially in the minors. The minors, they have a hard time creating revenue for sure.
Unbelievable.
So Tim Tebow is a cash cow.
He is a cash
cow.
It's just not right because he, as me being a bitter former baseball player, he just didn't go through it the right way.
My thing is shit, if you're going to do this for him, why not bring him up? Like, why not just put him on
if he
on
got
the roster?
called up, I would lose it.
Just put him on. If you're going to do this sideshow with him and just get butts in the seats, why not just bring him all the way up to the show?
Well, of course, it's the Mets who will do anything to get any type of promotional
And at
value.
this point, what they've gone through, they need to just do it. They might as well do it at this point so they can take everybody's minds off, Beltron and all that other shit that's going on. So
yeah,
I don't understand. That's what I don't get. If you're going to do this, put this sideshow on, why not just bring the guy up all the way and bring people to the stadium,
right,
and watch so the whole world can watch him hit buck 67.
I think at this point you might as well. I just am not I guess what grinds my gears is that somebody that did not get drafted out of high school or college, never played baseball in any professional level, gets signed after his football career is over and goes right to Double-A. Like, are you kidding me with that?
Not only did that, he did not perform, and he's still there.
No, exactly.
He's still there. Hasn't moved.
No.
Hasn't moved.
I think he even they moved him up to Triple-A. Like, he's already been called up, and the guys, I don't understand. And the first time I remember he tried out, I think it was at USC. He had this big baseball tryout where everybody wanted to come see him. It looked like an actor in a movie trying to play baseball. That's what it looked like.
Like Quaid in The Rookie?
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid in The Rookie?
Yes, exactly. Except for Dennis Quaid wasn't bad.
He looked bad.
Well, yeah. It's not like Kevin Costner, who actually is a good athlete that plays in
or
sports
movies. Charlie Sheen.
Oh, yeah.
Who played
Major
ball.
League.
Yeah, he played ball back in the day. So
that's right.
He looked natural.
Yeah.
He looked very natural.
But no, I don't want to see a jacked should be fullback playing baseball,
Yeah, he should be preaching at this point. He's John Kitna in baseball.
The former backup quarterback?
Yes, the former backup quarterback who was a very big man, a very big worshiper of God who would, basically get all of his teammates in on the same thing. Yes. So I'm sure Tim Tebow's spreading the love.
He is.
Maybe that's why they have him. Maybe he's like a chaplain or like a priest.
Maybe he's the clubhouse priest.
Yeah, maybe it's the Mets.
He leads prayer before every game.
It's the Mets. They're a mess all the time.
Yes.
So God knows they need anything they can get.
Yes, exactly.
So I understand why he's there. Also, I don't think he should be there,
No.
but I get it. I get why he's there.
Yeah, I know it's
And-
promotional. And minor league stadiums have trouble sometimes pulling in money and putting people in the seats.
Yeah, they
you know,
do.
it's not the major league players, it's minor league players. But a lot of times minor league stadiums are fan friendly, so this is another way to get people in there.
So let me ask you this: how old's Tim Tebow now?
I think he's probably 31 or 32.
If you had to guess, how much longer you think they're going to keep him there? Because he's not coming up, right? You don't think he's ever going to make it to
I
the
hope
show.
not. At this point, they're why?
I saw. Okay, real quick. I saw that the XFL reached out to him recently, and he said, "No, I'm going to stick to baseball because
Unbelievable.
I do love that." But you know,
He would put more butts in the seats at the XFL.
he would. But the XFL seems like it's kind of. I don't want to use the Antichrist for Tim Tebow. You know what I mean? It's
The
kind
anti-NFL?
of yeah. It's kind of a darker zone for him to go into. I just don't feel like he really belongs in the XFL, if that's what they're doing in the XFL. But
I don't know what's worse, being a quarterback in the XFL or being a retired ex-football player that's floundering in the minors.
Who's batting 167 in Double A?
I would put me in the XFL with 60,000 people. And
He'd be making more money probably.
Oh,
What do you think he makes? What do you think he makes in Double A? If obviously we don't know.
if he's on the 40 man, he's at least making like 80,000 probably.
But that's nothing.
Well, to him, probably nothing.
No,
but
that's what I mean. For
a
guy
minor
like
league
him.
guy, that's good money.
Right, for a guy like him, that's nothing. And I
Right.
feel like he'd make more than 80 in the XFL. That's just me.
I think so too, and he'd have a lot more promotional stuff coming his way. When you're sitting in
I don't think
Timbuktu
money-
in the minors,
I don't think money has anything. I don't
no,
think he cares
I think
about
he's
money.
actually trying to make it.
Yeah.
Which look, he had a career in football, and he seems to fail forward. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but he just keeps getting opportunities because he's a nice guy, and I don't know. I just I'm done with Timmy.
No, I'm done with him too. Damn it, Tim.
Anyway, that's what is grinding our gears today. But as always, thank you for listening. Great to have you guys checking out our show, the Below and Steve-O show. We'll come back with another great episode very soon. Have a great day. Question mark. I'm Ron Burgundy. Today's show brought to you by no one.
Oh yeah, we could throw that in there.